Welcome to our Classic Conversations. You don't get to see me very often do these. Dave McHugh is joined by Coach Kastiaficas of Pomona-Pitzer. And first and foremost, listen, not the result you wanted going 0-2 out here, but you guys got two good tests. That's certainly something you guys can build on going back into conference play.
Well, you always want to play good teams because it exposes things that you may not be doing as consistently or as well as you'd like. And I think that's what happened here. We're coming off the Christmas break, so we had around 12 days off. We got back for 3 practices, and I'm not saying that as an excuse.
No, sure.
But it certainly showed some things we've got to work on. We'd played some pretty good basketball up through the semester break, and this was good to really open our eyes to the level we need to try to work to get back to.
Yeah, I was going to say, were you surprised by the results? Because neither game ended up being close. You certainly had battles for most of the game, but then kind of got away from you. Were you surprised that that's how the results were watching the team?
Well, I was a little surprised by how our offense kind of stifled out in the second half of both games. Tonight we actually stifled out pretty early. We had, I think, 18 points halfway through the first half, and we went in the half at 22. So I don't know if it was fatigue or I don't know if it was execution. We'll have to go back to the drawing board and look at that a little bit. But I was surprised how our offense didn't have more potency to it.
Relatively speaking, it's a young team. You've got a team that's still building too. You always have good competitive teams, especially in the SCIAC. Bit of a youth team that's also part of this, I'm assuming, too.
Yeah, we've got good balance through our roster. We've got some upperclassmen and we've got some younger guys, so we just need to get back to the drawing board, I think, and get a little more consistent in the things that we do well. We need to do them more consistently.
We won't have much time. Get right back into SCIAC play, and if anything, Whittier and Laverne showed while they were out here that SCIAC's maybe a little bit deeper than many realized. I don't know about you guys. I'm sure everyone knows in the SCIAC that the SCIAC's a tough conference, but this seems like it's a little deeper conference this year.
Yeah, I think the SCIAC is up this year. I think we've got a lot of good teams in the league, and I think through the first half of the season, we've been doing very well against teams from around the country. So yeah, I think it's an up year for the SCIAC. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Also a different mentality in the SCIAC. We see teams traveling to the East Coast to play some games early in the year. More teams are coming out to this event as well. You guys are changing a little bit of the mentality in the conference about playing more Division IIIs and more competition, competitive Division IIIs.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what that is the result of, but it does seem to certainly be the case.
Quick quirk, your son playing here as well this weekend with Husson, a really good Husson team that he's a part of, and we know the history there. We heard a little bit from Wayne Caruso about the fact, and you and I have talked about how you're obviously from the East Coast, you vacation in Maine, but how great it was to watch him and his team out here as well.
Yeah, they've got a good team this year. It was a coincidence that they were here and we were here. We scheduled it, and he saw it on our schedule, and he said, "Dad, we're going to be out at the same tournament." And I'm really proud of him. I'm most proud of him for the mail I got yesterday that showed he was on the dean's list this past semester. So he's doing a great job.
That's a very YD3 thing. Yes. It's awesome that happened. Another thing about it, obviously this is a business trip to some degree. It's also an opportunity to go somewhere new and do something different. We always ask everybody, what did you do besides when it came to just basketball?
Yeah. Yesterday after our game, we took the team for a ride down the strip. You know, Vegas by day is, forget it. Vegas by night comes to life. And probably half the guys on the team had never been here before. So driving down the strip, seeing the lights, seeing all the big name places, Caesar's Palace, Mirage, the light show, all those things were good. And then we took them down to Fremont for the walkway there. And so they had some fun last night seeing Vegas lit up at night.
To some degree, it's about the experience than just the games.
Well, always.
Yeah.
I mean, the games,
too.
Coaches will bemoan the games. My gut will ache all night. But the players are resilient. They have lives. Yeah. They move on. They're going to do other things. They should. So, yeah, it is more about – it's about more than the games. Well, the games are important. We work hard at it. But it's definitely, it's bigger than that.
Hey, well, appreciate the time. Sorry you went 0-2, but great to watch your team out here. Thanks for the time, and we'll look forward to seeing how SCIAC goes.
We appreciate you guys covering the way you do and showing the interest. It's great. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Coach. Charles Kastiaficas joining us here on the Classic Conversations from South Point Arena on D3Hoops.com.